to Varsity News on the Newfane Sports Network. And we're here doing our fall season preview. Joining us today is our varsity volleyball coach, Coach Damon. Damon, thanks for helping us out.
Thanks.
Coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Sure. So a little bit of, how many years now is this for you coaching on the sidelines?
So this is my 6th year as the varsity coach. I jumped right up to the varsity level. So this is my full 6th season.
And I know that your team's pretty active in improving and preparing for each season. How'd you prepare for this season?
So this season I actually started open gyms a little earlier. I did a spring series of open gyms. I also included a little 5th and 6th grade clinic just to gather that interest. Then over the summer I actually coached at the Star Point Volleyball Camp as well, which is a great camp in our local area. Encouraged my girls. I know a lot of them attended. Damon has a great camp. Lockport has a great camp, as well as then we started our summer series of open gyms later in July and into August, which led us then right into the season.
Yeah, it's almost like if you're showing up just starting to play that sport, you're so far behind.
Especially volleyball with timing and just the skill-wise, you just have to have it a little before the season starts.
And what I noticed since you took over the program is each and every year we've improved.
Yes,
Our
we
record
have.
has improved, our skills have improved. What would you say is some of the big reasons for that?
So when I took over the program, there wasn't a lack of there was a lack of like team chemistry, which obviously volleyball you have to have that team. It's so important. So I changed the whole philosophy of the team. It's team first, teamwork, and that's the way to succeed. And then also I broke things down fundamentally. So when I first took over, serve receive was a big struggle of ours, and in order to do anything offensively, you have to be able to serve
That'll
and
be a
pass.
question for our later.
Yeah, so it's really hammering those fundamentals, really hammering the team chemistry, putting other people before yourself in order to succeed, and drilling that in from the modified age and up, and I think that's translated into some of our success as well.
Yeah, I know you spoke earlier about getting the team in practicing a little bit more than you usually do. We took a heavy hit to graduation last year, right? So
Yeah.
how do we fill those holes?
Yeah, so I lost 8 seniors to graduation and only have 3 returners. And some of those were my big setters and liberos. So luckily, my JV coach and I work very close together. We're able to practice together, watch each other's games. And by having those girls come up early to open gyms and working with the returning players, I'm hoping that by when season starts, we've kind of already built that team chemistry left behind. And this year, with especially with like my setter and libero, again going back to fundamentals and hammering those fundamentals to get them more confident to play at the varsity pace.
Yeah, so give us some names of some players you think are going to step up and maybe fill those roles.
So I'm really looking to my returner, Michaela Schultz, as an outside hitter. I'm hoping Lauren Enderton steps up as a libero. I have Abby Bommelje as my setter this year, and Kendall Hoffer is one of my kind of like the breakout players. I think she could do some big things in the league this year. As well as I have to give Alexis Rutherford a shout out. She worked her butt off during the off season, and she's really come a long ways as well.
Yeah, I know you mentioned a couple things here, but fill in the blank for me. So if you can get your team to do blank by the middle of the season, you know you can transform into the team that you know you can be.
We have to serve receive consistently. Getting those balls to setter is so important because we can't run an offense without getting that pass to the setter, as well as serving consistently. You got to be able to serve, I would say, at least 70% to be competitive.
Okay, so and then that brings me to my next question. Great transition. So would these be the skills that you would encourage young players to work on the most for those 5th graders, 6th graders just getting into volleyball?
I would. Passing is probably, at least it's my number one fundamental key. Getting the correct platform, getting your feet to the ball, getting your hips down, learning how to squat properly, and making sure that you can have an accurate and consistent serve. Doesn't have to be the hardest, but getting that serve correctly is probably...
Get in play.
Get in play, that's all we need.
Yeah. So, coaching-wise, what is something that the casual fan that they're watching, they have probably no idea how difficult it is? Coaching volleyball, what's a difficult part about coaching volleyball that someone wouldn't even really think of?
Yeah, so I coach both volleyball and basketball. And one of the huge differences between the two that I find is the way I can sub players. So in basketball, it's real easy. You can throw a couple kids in and give them a few minutes and pull them out. With volleyball, subbing is a huge deal, because if you have a team flow, you're 6 on the courts really driving together, and then all of a sudden you sub, it could throw off the whole team dynamic. So that's one thing that's very difficult, as well as rotations. A lot of people don't realize the rotation rules and where the girls have to stand as well. So understanding those two things is a huge kind of thing in coaching.
That's a great answer, because I didn't know. I
Yeah.
had no idea. So, season's starting here soon, so give us a little bit of a preview of maybe some of the teams to beat in the league.
Akron is always a team to beat in the league. They always seem to have strong hitters, strong serving. And Akron is, Roy Hart's actually been going back and forth with us as well. Roy Hart it depends on the night. Some nights, last year we split with them, and I'm really hoping to sweep them this year. And Albion, for some reason, is another team that always gives us a run for our money. They have a big fan base when we go to play there, and kind of has to make us work just that even bit
The
harder.
gym with the scoreboard.
Oh my gosh, the
over
JV
top.
with the scoreboard. You really got to dip that shoulder to get those free balls over.
Yeah. Well, Coach, good luck on the season. Hope we have a great one. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
joining us.
Thank you.